How do you make the impact that you want to make in this world? Now, I'm not just talking about doing a bunch of things trying to make a lot of money, no. I am talking about aligning yourself to your true God-given endowment that leads to true life fulfillment, leaves a legacy for generations, and turns your purr into a roar. That's the question, and the answer lies in the den. My name is Travon Taylor, and welcome to the Lion's Den. Hey, glad you came inside. Listen, let me tell you a quick story. There was this one little kid who was playing by this pond, and he was having a great old time, and something in the pond caught his attention. So he sees this fish in the pond, a beautiful fish, had beautiful colors, and so he was like, oh wow, look at this fish. And so the fish was just darting around, showing its brilliance, going in circles back and forth, and he was like, oh wow, this fish is so fast. So he was so intrigued by this fish, what he did was he went home, he grabbed a net, and he went back over to the pond to try to catch this fish. Now, he had to sit there and wait for a second. So he was waiting until he got his opportunity. He took a couple of swipes at it. Eventually, after a while, he finally caught this fish. And so he's like, oh wow, hey, you're gonna really love it out here, not in that dirty old water. Why don't you play with me out here? Look at this nice grass, look at the trees. Come on, let's play out here. I'm gonna call you Mr. Wiggles. And I know you're just dying to play with me, right? And so he puts the fish in the grass, and so he says, all right, let's play tag. And so he's trying to run around. He's like, oh man, you're not gonna catch me. And so he looks back and he sees the fish just kind of flopping and struggling in the grass. And he's like, come on, Mr. Wiggles, don't you want to play with me? What's the problem? And so right around this time is when the little boy's dad shows up. And he says, hey son, how's it going? What are you doing? He says, hey, I just found a new friend named Mr. Wiggles. Dad, he's amazing. Look at him. He was just in the water and he was so fast in the water, I thought he'd want to play tag out here. It's so much better out here than that dirty old water, right, Dad? And his dad says, son, no, this fish can't be out here. It needs to be in the water. And so the dad grabs the fish and throws the fish back in the water. And immediately, the fish goes back to his brilliance, starts swimming around. Now with that is a very important lesson in life. How many of you feel that you're like that fish out of water? How many people have come to you and told you, you need to be over here? Oh, it's great over here. The grass is greener over here. But while you're there, you feel like you're out of place, but you're pretty much doing it because someone else tells you. There's so much to learn with that. I remember being in places like that to where I was doing things that it wasn't really me, but I was just kind of on this conveyor belt because this is kind of what everybody else is doing, and this is the way to go, and this is how I should invest my money, and this is where I should be spending my days. And we have this thing called social programming. And that's when we allow people all around us to tell us how we should be living our lives. Now, let me tell you something. This is a very powerful yet horrible epidemic that's affecting pretty much everyone in this world. You're gonna get up in the morning, you're gonna go to school, you're gonna graduate from high school, you're gonna go to college, you're gonna graduate from college, you're gonna get out and get a good paying job, you're gonna get married, you're gonna have kids. You need to make enough money to where you can support your family and your kids. You're gonna get a retirement. Then you're gonna die happy. Sometimes we get caught in this mental mindset that this is what life is and this is what life should be for everyone. And we get caught thinking that this is our only option. A lot of us call it the rat race, and that's a very common phrase for it that you've been programmed to do over and over again, and you feel that there's no way out. You're doing a job that you really don't want to do. It's not really bringing you fulfillment. We get stuck in this fix that we feel that we can't get out of. I've gotten to a place in my life where I can say, I'd rather live 10 more years doing what I love to do and die with happiness and fulfillment than live another 40 years doing something that does not bring me joy and happiness just because I'm trying to survive. There's so much more that you're capable of. There's so much more that many of us are capable of. But if you're not living your life to find what that potential is and living to your highest potential, you're not really living life.